It's actually very therapeutic.
Louder, screaming louder, my superpower. Gonna take you higher.
Hello to all the HairBesties in land. I'm here with my friend Lauren Nikhol. And it's been 4 years since I've done your hair. Tell us all about yourself, Lauren.
I'm a singer-songwriter and I've been in LA for 4 years now. I went to USC for communication actually. And yeah, you know, just doing music out here and living life.
We have a lot in common because I love doing music too. And so that's something we're gonna be talking about today while we're transforming you. Nice. Do you know what you're getting today?
Some rainbow pastels.
Are you ready to get started?
Super ready.
Give me your hand. Let's go. Come on. All right. I want you guys to check the situation that I'm dealing with. So she normally gets an all over global lightening done, but the last time she got her hair done, not by me, she has a bunch of little baby lights put in. So you see a bunch of little highlights, and now she wants to convert back to all over. So you know what's gonna happen. There's no way you could go back in and literally weave out all the blonde, and because they're all baby lighted, there's no way. There's gonna be some overlapping. Underneath here, you'll see that she isn't highlighted down here. She's only partially highlighted on top and around the face. So when I open this up, she has all the little highlights around her face where you can see. But the best part is her natural hair color is really light. Her natural hair color is a level 9. So I most likely will have to overlap her hair with bleach or lightener. And that's the scary part. I hate overlapping. Had that have been Asian hair on myself or anyone who is natural level 1 to 5, and you have to overlap their hair with lightener, it's gonna break off eventually. It's gonna weaken that hair. But because she's a level 9, I know I only have to use 10 volume, 6 volume, and then I have Olaplex, and I have my Hero Collagen powder, have everything that's gonna prevent breakage if I overlap. And Lauren, you trust me, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna go in at it. I'm gonna have you sit down. I'm gonna wrap you with a body condom. Okay, I wanna know, before we get started, being a musician and an artist, do you feel like you have to have a certain image?
For me, not particularly. I just want to make sure I'm authentic, but I do think having an image and a brand, it makes you stand out more as an artist at least, so yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Well, the look that we're doing, I mean, does it scare you because we're doing a fun color that you're not like, oh, that blonde artist anymore? Like, because it's gonna change you a little bit.
I mean, definitely I feel like for my brand, I'm kind of a person that's open to all sorts of changes of hair, so.
Oh yeah. I think that, okay. When are you dropping your album?
Within the year. I don't have a date yet, but.
Okay, good. So there's time. So basically, if you didn't like this pastel color we're doing, there's time to go back to blonde, right?
I mean, yeah.
All right, so we are gonna lighten your hair today, and we always gotta have Big 9 on hand. Okay, Big 9 is pretty potent. I love Big 9 because it gets the hair super, super white. Now, her hair's already light, so you don't have to go too crazy. Let's start mixing right away. Okay, so this is Big 9. Okay, so this is gonna be the lightener that lifts your hair. Always measure the scale, guys. So with her hair, I'm actually gonna mix 1:2 ratio with Developer with Big 9 because 1 to 1/2 ratio is very strong. She doesn't need it. We're gonna have to move quick. So Big 9, here we go. So we are gonna use 20 volume. And the reason why I choose to use 20 volume on Lauren's hair is because we're applying it in the mid shaft. Mid shaft is away from the scalp, so it needs a little more power because it's the cold shaft area, not right on her scalpage. So I'm gonna do 1:2 ratio. I did 70 grams of Big 9. So now I'm gonna do 140 grams of 20 volume. All right, so we are also gonna use my Hero Collagen powder. This is the Tang Collagen powder X. You need it. We're gonna add it in, it's gonna protect your hair. Gonna make sure that your hair doesn't lose elasticity. It's gonna stay strong, it's gonna change your life. And the best part about this is you can add it into any hair color line. It doesn't have to be Tang color. You can add it into any brand you use. which is a bonus. So I'm gonna put 2 scoopage of this in. It's gonna change your life. And you know what? Because we're gonna take it one step further, we're gonna use Olaplex as well. Only a squirtage, okay? Don't get crazy. Okay, we're gonna pour it in. That's all you need. You don't gotta get carried away. And you can see in the bowl here, everything's in there. You got the Tang collagen powder, you got the Olaplex, you got the Big 9, and you got the developer. This is 20 volume. And this is gonna be off her scalp, and thank the Lord, she's a natural level 9.
Yummy, yummy.
So what we're gonna do is, we are actually gonna start in the back of her head, where it's the darkest, where she doesn't have all the highlights, because I want to avoid the top section, do it last. We're just gonna focus on the back first, and we're gonna move our way up. So I want to move as quick as possible because we are overlapping. So I am just applying it through just the mids, staying off of the rootàge as much as you can. And you can see I'm doing it foil free, but the cool thing is because we do have the Tang collagen powder in there, I feel safe. And because we also have Olaplex in there at the same time, I feel reinforced that we're not gonna have any issues. So I'm just gonna divide her hair into 4 quadrants, starting low, and we're gonna tackle all of the back part first, just applying it. And then I'm probably gonna mix 10 volume, or maybe even 6 volume, and apply it to her scalp, her rootàge area. I love the consistency with Big 9 1:2 ratio. The more developer you add in, you're gonna weaken the product. So because it's 1:2, it's loosening up the consistency, and I know that it's not as potent unless I mix it 1 to 1/2. That's why measuring the scale is very, very important. And at this point, I'm just gonna fold it over like I'm doing a retouch, and just keep it moving, okay? Because that's the whole point, you gotta go fast. So as I move up Lauren's head, as you can see, I start making sure I pull the foils out and just overlaying each section. So this ensures that the lift is even. You can see back here where the ends, where the demarcation kind of meets the hair that's been pre-lightened. It kind of hangs off the foil slightly, so that way it doesn't get overlifted, even though I overlap a little bit, because this is the breaking point. So you gotta be very careful. Keep in mind that even though I use 20 volume, I did mix it 1:2, and I also add the Tang collagen powder along with Olaplex in here, so I feel secure, even though I use 20 volume and overlapping slightly. But anytime we have clients with baby wipes, it's scary. So you can see here, I kind of section the hair. That's why I applied Big 9 all over first to do the retouch, so it's already lifting, as you can see, but you can still see that it's just exposing the underlying pigment versus being like a level 11 or 10, so it's not that scary. So at this point, I get to kind of saturate furthermore. This is where you can see me slightly overlap and apply the product very, very quickly. Her hair literally lightens in less than 5 minutes. And right after I'm done applying all the foils, I'm gonna go ahead and mix the next formula right away. All right, so it's been processing for 20 minutes now, and we are gonna open her up so you guys can see how light she lifted. Look how beautiful that lift is. Look at that. She's already like the perfect clean canvas. Sometimes if you don't want to lift the rootàge, you want to leave that rooty, that's cool. But I actually want to lift her rootàge because I want to put charcoal in. So I'm going in with 10 volume, Big 9, cream lightener, 1:2 ratio. And I also added the Tang collagen powder with Olaplex. This is beautiful. I love how it lifted. That's one thing I love about Big 9 is that I'm always guaranteed that I get that clean white blonde. Because this one's applied straight on the rootàge, the scalp, there's a lot of heat that emits naturally from the head. That's why I dropped it to 10 volume. And after I finish applying this throughout, I'm just gonna pull the foils out so I get to let it process on its own. You guys, we are back with Lauren. Go ahead and spin around. Look at this color, look at this color. There is no color, there's no color. That's the thing, just Big 9. There's no toner, she lifted up to level 10. This is perfect. Look at that even canvas we're painting on. So now we are gonna get in and dive into the pastels. So in the swatch book here, I want you guys to take a look at our pastel collection. We have Cosmic Coral, which we're gonna utilize. We have the Mint of Steel, which we're gonna utilize. We have the Lavender Lust, Pink Diamond, Arctic Blue, and Charcoal. We're gonna use every single one of these. And I am gonna share some of them out using our sheer power. So this added in will ensure that they're even more pastelized. I am also gonna utilize lightning bolt because everyone needs a little bit of yellow And lightning bolt is very potent, so I'm gonna shear it out here with the shear power. So our first coloration, I'm gonna use charcoal. This is gonna be the Chateau Rootàge here. So our next coloration would be Mint of Steel. This is the most beautiful color you will ever experience. Look how beautiful that mint is. And the bowls are awesome because these are the Tang bowls.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
It connects right up.
Isn't that cool? The next formula is Pink Diamond. This is our amazing pastel color. I love it, okay? We're gonna squeeze her out. Ooh, look at that. I love this color. Well, we're gonna amp it up just a bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of pink possession. I am gonna do coral. Cosmic coral is one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with squeezing out sheer power. Sheer power is like a clear, it softens, dilutes the tone, and this is gonna be for the Arctic Blue. This is gonna set the perfect foundation for me to squeeze Arctic Blue, so I'm gonna use Arctic Blue here. Blue has to override yellow in the hair, and that's why the pastel blue is slightly more pigmented than most of the pastels, because it has to go over blonde hair, which has yellow, and it ends up looking green if it's not potent enough, and that's why it's formulated that way. I'm gonna squeeze out 2 tubes of this because I think we're primarily gonna use lavender on your hair. For my next coloration, we're gonna use sheer power, and we're gonna mix lightning bolt into this one. We're also gonna put the My Hero Collagen powder in. All right, sectioning is everything. This is very important. So you see how many colors we're doing. When you look at the bowl, we have all these colors. And my last color here, this is actually our Silver Pearl My Refresh Conditioner. And I put that in the last bowl over here that you see. And I added sheer power to that so we can have some silvery icy ends. So you can see here, when I lift her hair up, her hair is finer right up here in the front. So I definitely don't want to put a lot of the rainbow colors right here. I want that to be her face. I am gonna dissect this right on down, just like that. And I want it to be high enough to where you can see the color pop through. So that way when I go in at this angle, you can see this whole panel of rainbow right there. And this is gonna be the veil that covers everything, right? So that way she doesn't have rainbow around her face. So this whole entire block is where you're gonna place your rainbow, right in here. And this is very important because sometimes less is more. And we do too much, it becomes overwhelming. So this is the first block where we're gonna place the rainbow. Color blocking is very important because you want to ensure you can trace your pattern and where you place it. So rainbow here, rainbow here. Leave a little bit of a jagged open space for some of the ombre to come through. So remember, anything that's outside of the block is gonna be ombre. Underneath this triangle here, this is gonna be her ombre, where I go from charcoal to lavender to that silver pearl color on the ends. Up here is also gonna be the veil that's gonna match the ombre underneath, that's gonna fall over everything. So that way it makes the color look more softer. And on top of her head, this triangle is also gonna be the ombre veil that follows through. So it kind of connects everything together because I find that not everybody wants all that rainbow all over their face, and everything has to have a method. There's gotta be a method to your madness. It's almost like organized chaos, because you want like fun artistic placement, but you have to know where and why. There's gotta be a rhyme and a reason. Everything has to have structure. So I'm gonna do one thing at a time because I find that if I do one section at a time, I'm a little bit more organized. So with that being said, I am gonna outline to define her first section here. So I'm gonna go in using our charcoal. Just gonna outline the rootàge here. Now keep in mind, this always looks scary going on the hair. It looks black and everybody gets scared, but it's not scary as it looks. It's actually one of my most favorite colors we have in our direct dyes because it's the most perfect charcoal you've ever experienced. All right, so the next formula will be Lavender Lust, and I'm just gonna color melt that ombre down. So as I turn her here, what I did was I put the ombre underneath here so you can see, and I placed a mesh sheet right on the top, and this is gonna fold over, and this is where we're gonna start the platform where we're gonna put all of the holographic colors on. I'm gonna start using the blue first, okay? You can see here, I'm just gonna put on the mesh sheet. I find that if I put on the mesh sheet, it's a lot easier because I get to platform it off of something. So we'll go in with the pastel blue. I'm just gonna place this rainbow mesh sheet right on down, and this is where I'm gonna fold the hair right on over. I found that this method is actually my favorite method to do just because it's a lot cleaner and you don't have to force the hair to go on. So you'll see here, this is when you fold it right on over. And remember, you don't need much product on the hair, just paint. It's actually very therapeutic. Less product is better. Okay, so what I find is that as I start moving up Lauren's head, I connect the second block from the back and over direct it into the first block. So now I have 2 blocks folding in. I decided to go in and initiate every section using the yellow lightning bolt first, as you can see, because I feel like everything can bleed on to the lightning bolt, but the lightning bolt really doesn't bleed on to anything else. So I'm gonna start with all of the warmer, lighter shades first. So this is the coral. I'm gonna go in and tackle all of the yellow, coral, pink first, and then going on the cool colors. And don't be afraid to pack on a little bit of color here and there for certain shades like the coral, because it's very forgiving. And you can see that this takes lots of patience. However, it's very, very therapeutic to watch. You'll see me kind of move from side to side a little bit, kind of like this, just so it gets in there. All right, guys, so I am completely done with both sides of Lauren's hair here. I completely cover it with a mesh sheet here. There's a lot of rainbowness going around. So I'm just gonna cover it to protect it so there's no bleedage or overlapping. And this is a great time for me to go on this top triangle that you see here, put the charcoal down on her rootàge. So you see 2 triangles up here on the top of the head. So you basically see, I don't know what shape you would call this. Triangle, 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 triangle. Was it a pizza? I don't know. There's like slices happening here. And there's this top apex which will separate the hair so it becomes a veil. There's rainbow on both sides, and then there's the ombre down here too. So the ends get closed off with a nice little silver pearl. So we're gonna go in with the charcoal first, right there. One thing I do love about Lauren is that she's a singer, and as you guys know, if you've been following me for quite some time now, you know that I've been singing, writing songs, making my own music, so I feel like me and Lauren actually have a lot in common. So this whole entire time while I was coloring her hair, we've been talking about music, and I want to know, okay, so when you first start making music and doing music, how did people look at you, like your family, your friends, that like they doubt you or anything like that?
I mean, I have honestly been singing since I was a child, and I always had people encouraging me to like try out for American Idol and things like that. And so I mean, yeah, it was kind of always a part of me, and people, I guess, expected it from me even. Although I'm sure there was a lot of doubt happening when I actually wanted to go to LA and pursue the dream.
Well, you have some music out on Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music, right? So everybody can listen to your songs.
Yeah, I've got an EP that is kind of indie pop soul, and I have an EDM single.
Oh, that's really cool. And what's that called?
It is Against the Wind.
Against the Wind!
Yeah.
I like the name of that. That's
There's
really
also
cool.
a music video on YouTube, so hey, check that out.
Oh, well, you have a music video. I need to go look.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to hear more of your music, and hopefully you would do the same and listen to my music too. Yeah. And maybe one day we can do a duet!
Hey,
if you want to. Unless you don't want to.
You know, I'm down.
You are down.
For all the collabs.
The collabs. So I want you guys to take a look at the back of her head. So you can see how I'm going from charcoal, lavender, into the silver pearl on the ends with a little bit of the sheer power to sheer out the tone. So we have a little bit of smokiness happening between the rainbow. So there's 2 collision happening here. The lightning bolt is gonna really pop out. I don't want any bit of this to fade into or bleed into the lightning bolt. So you know the rainbow is gonna pop out internally. It always looks scary when it's processing, like, oh, is this gonna be too dark? but you gotta trust the process, and you always got to ensure your client to trust you, because I feel like when your clients feel safe, I can work better, I can function better. So what I do is consultation, ensuring her that this is the result she's gonna get, let her know how it's gonna fade out, because I think a lot of people, every time we make color decisions, we always think about like, how long does it last? Will it last forever? Which is a good thing to do, but I feel like you also have to know that nothing lasts forever. So you going into getting your hair done, you have to know your hair is gonna grow out, the color is gonna fade. It's almost like you're not living unless you just kind of just enjoy it. Communication is always the key to every relationship. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah.
You have to communicate in every relationship. And I think that's what's lacking in so many relationships today, is that people aren't communicating.
No one will know what you want unless you tell them.
And what I like to do, if you look what I'm doing here, I create a swipe up. So I'm creating a blur here. You can see, I just take the rootàge and swipe. So I am gonna protect her hair by wrapping it on itself, so that way it's not gonna bleed. I'm gonna rinse out the charcoal first. I'm gonna turn on as cold as possible. And I'm gonna have Olaplex 2 on standby. And I'm also gonna have all of my hero treatments on standby, because you know me, I gotta have it all. All right, so I just got done shampooing her hair with my Hero X1, and you can see I'm moving through it quickly, and look how beautiful this color looks. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh, look at that rainbow. You guys, you have no idea how excited I am. I mean, look at this. I mean, was it better than you expected?
It's definitely more like rainbowy than I expected, and it looks dope.
You could tell how pretty that's gonna look when it's dry. I'm gonna use my quick blow. So this is the blow dry spray that I created, and this is gonna decrease blow dry time, smooth out the hair, add more shine, protect the hair from heat. This is everything. So I'm gonna blow dry her hair, and then I'll be right back and show you guys the results with it straight before I curl it. Look at this. No matter where I brush the hair, you can see all of that shimmer of color, and it looks so healthy. And the blend and the color choices that I did is prismatic. You guys, I'm so excited with Lauren's look. I mean, her hair, this is amazing. All that work, it's all worth it, don't you think?
So good. I love it.
You guys, I mean, thumbs up for this, right? I hope you guys like this tutorial, because I dedicated my time to make this video because you guys have requested for it. I'll put all the links below. If you guys want to stalk Lauren, download her music on Spotify and iTunes, you can. And same thing with me, all of my links for Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything. All the things will be below, and including my album too. It's hard work. You guys don't understand. It comes from the heart, and that's why I love Lauren, because when we get together, we talk about music. And I am trying to get Lauren to do this look for her first album. I want to hear what the HairBesties think. Should this look be her first album? Anyway, guys, love you guys much. Thumbs up, subscribe. Bye bye.
So don't compare me to the ones you've had before, 'cause I don't want that bullshit in my life no more. I gave you every piece of me, that's all I can do. Don't compare me.